BNC, Bills News Consolidated, Buffalo Bills versus Detroit Lions. This game is going to be great. Thanksgiving Day, I think the Bills are definitely going to be eating the turkey at the end of it. But the Detroit Lions, they have a lot of weapons. First-round pick, Aiden Hutchinson. A lot of threats on this team. And offensively, Jared Goff, St. Brown, and all these guys are really balling out here. You know, Swift, the running backs, we got to talk about it tonight. So if you're joining me live during this, comments, questions, concerns in the chat. Nabel, what's up, man? I appreciate you. Let's get this dub tomorrow morning. I agree, 12:30. It's a little bit earlier than normal, but the Buffalo Bills, I think, are definitely going to get this dub. In today's video, we're going to take a look at all the highlights. Let's first take a look here at the injury report for the Buffalo Bills. And as we could see, Buffalo Bills have some players out, some big names out for the Bills. Edmonds and Russo are out again. Epinesa is doubtful, and Mitch Morris, the starting center, obviously, is questionable for this game. So these are some huge, huge losses for the Buffalo Bills. And, you know, one thing that I don't think a lot of teams, one thing I don't think people give credit for to the Lions is their ability in the trenches, right? Their offensive line is pretty great, as well as their defensive line is pretty stellar too, especially on the edge. So we have to take a look at it, and some news came out today. Gosh, guys, this is some big time news. Injury report for the Detroit Lions. Let's get to it right here. I just want to show you some big names out for the Detroit Lions. I think it's important to take a close look at all these guys, right? Here is the actual injury report. You know, what I'm going to do is actually flip over to their roster so we can see. ESPN already updated it. But Josh Reynolds, questionable, starting perimeter wide receiver for the Detroit Lions, being effective for this offense, it's huge. I mean, questionable for this game, might not play. Look at him, 6'3", 194, big, tall, long wide receiver. We all know Dane Jackson, those jump ball situations are so tough, but he's questionable. I looked at it a little bit further. They do have DJ Clark. Clark's 6'4", 205. I mean, he's a big physical type wide receiver too, and they mix him around. Now, what makes Jared Goff and this offense so dangerous is really Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he can play on the outside and he can play in the slot and perimeter. He's a dual position player, and they match him up really, really well at both spots. And we saw it last week. Really, you know, the Buffalo Bills, they were picking on Taron Johnson. Even the Vikings game, they were definitely picking on Taron Johnson. We sit here and think Taron Johnson is, you know, great, and he is. He's taking on offensive linemen and run blocking and stopping the run, acting like a dual hybrid corner linebacker, but maybe at times against Justin Jefferson or, you know, dynamic wide receivers, Taron Johnson, they're trying to expose that. And I think the Detroit Lions are definitely going to try to do that again this week with Amon-Ra St. Brown. So expect Amon-Ra St. Brown to be in the slot a lot too. You know, like they're dangerous. And then at the end of the day, you really can't discount their running backs, right? Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift. Jamal Williams right now is the 13th best rusher in the NFL. So you could see here, I already had Jared Goff highlighted. But check this out, right? Detroit Lions, Jamal Williams is the 13th leading running back in the NFL right now. I mean, that's dangerous. I mean, it just goes to show you he's with Jonathan Taylor, right? Look where Devin Singletary is. Devin Singletary is way down here, 27th. So it shows you the threat that Jamal Williams really is. And the other threat is Swift too. And really what I like about both these running backs is their vision, their ability to read the hole. You know, they're not fast, dynamic, crazy backs, but they have great vision. They're great overall running backs. They're physical, they're strong, and they play with great leverage with their pads. If you watch them run with the football, they drop their pads at the perfect time. They just do such a great job fighting for those extra yards, breaking tackles. They're hard to bring to the ground. And, as playing running back, I give them a ton of credit. They're doing a great job, and one reason why they're probably doing a great job is because of this Lions offensive line. But we already took a look here. The Detroit Lions are missing both of their starting guards for this game, and it's important to note the one loss on the offensive line is a lot bigger than the other. So you could see the storyline here is that, Detroit, they're not going to have both their starting guards going into this game for against the Buffalo Bills. But check it out. Look how Evan Brown rates out here. Evan Brown, Awaskia or whatever here, their backup right tackle. I mean, how much of a loss is that? I would say Jonah Jackson being out for this game, their starting left guard, is a much bigger loss for the Detroit Lions than their right guard position. I mean, really, any of those guys could just fill in and do just as good a job or even a better job than the starter there. I mean, just look at all the ratings. Evan Brown is 68. Koide Owaskia is 67. I believe he's getting the start. Or if it's Logan Stenberg, he's 67 overall. Now, look at the other players. Look at the other players on this Detroit offensive line. Taylor Decker, okay, this guy, left tackle, we'll look him up, 6'7", 300 and something pounds, 320 pounds. Look at him, right? Taylor Decker, 6'7", 320 pounds. And, just huge. He's a beast. Sewell, this guy, 85 overall rating, 6'5", 335. These guys are loads. They're loads. And so you wonder why they're so good at running the football. I mean, look at both their left tackle, right tackle so far. These guys are mammoth guys just coming in there and helping out. Yes, they are missing Jonah Jackson for this game, which is a tremendous loss, 6'4", 311. But still, this offensive line is a threat. They have Frank Ragnow, I believe that's how you say it, but starting center there, high-rated center here. He's the third highest rated center in the NFL this year so far. Dynamic offensive line. Dynamic offensive line for the Detroit Lions. So, I mean, there's no – you gotta keep that all in mind. And they got great running backs. And they got Jared Goff that can pass it. So it's the fact that the Detroit Lions, they could pass it, they could run it, they could just do a little bit of everything, and it keeps defenses honest. And proof is in the pudding, too. We already saw Jamal Williams. You could see here the 13th best running back in the NFL right now. But let's check out the passing. How is Jared Goff actually doing? And you can see Jared Goff, 10th. Jared Goff is the 10th leading passer in the NFL. He's the 10th best quarterback so far in total passing yards halfway through the season, pretty much. So, I mean, he's a top 10 quarterback. Jared Goff is a top 10 quarterback. Buffalo Bills, Dane Jackson, they're going against a top-tier quarterback here. And they got Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's dangerous. These running backs, right? So we got to take a little bit further look at this team. Guys, comments, questions, concerns. If you're watching this, Raleigh, Nabel, all you guys, big game. We need to win this. We need to win out this season. That'd be great. The AFC East, man, it's huge that the Patriots beat the Jets. That really, really helped things up. Miami, they need to lose. They need to lose to Houston. That'd be a miracle. That'd be a miracle for us. And you never know. Maybe they were sleeping this week. Nabel in the house. Trey Day, we shall see. I don't know. I don't know if we'll see him this game. I really think this is going to be a convincing win for the Buffalo Bills. I like that prediction there too, 31-14. It's definitely going to be a high-scoring game. Detroit Lions have one of the worst defenses in the NFL, and 32nd, actually, the worst defense in the NFL. But I, of course, here at BNC, I like taking a deeper dive into these things. We had to see, like, where are they rated at stopping the run? Where are they rated at stopping the pass? Like, which one is worse? Which one can the Buffalo Bills look to attack in this matchup? So I did the work. Let's take a look here. You guys can see we're going to filter it first by rushing. Total rushing yards allowed per game defensively this year. Detroit Lions have allowed the third most rushing yards per game halfway through the season this year. And what I have noticed, it's not even the running backs, it's the Detroit Lions blitzing. They call some of the most highest percent blitz of any team in the NFL. I think they said the second most blitzes of any team in the NFL. And quarterbacks are being able to escape from the Detroit Lions. Design quarterback runs are really, really dangerous against the Detroit Lions. And I mean, even Daniel Jones last week was able to escape for some runs. And we have Josh Allen. And we've seen quarterbacks escape from the Detroit Lions, picking up huge yardage rushing. And we have Josh Allen. Like, Josh Allen is going to pop off rushing the football on Thursday here, eating that turkey. Baby, I wonder, I wish Trey Day was going to be out there. He's come in and steal another piece. You know what I'm saying? So that's huge. The third worst, I mean, the 32nd overall defense, but the third worst against stopping the run. But how about the pass? How about the pass? Who has allowed the most yards against the pass? They're doing a little bit better against the pass. So the Detroit Lions here are the sixth. They're the sixth worst against the pass. And we know Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, all these guys, it's absolutely huge. And that goes back to the injury report here. Another huge injury for the Detroit Lions, not only both their starting guards, which we already discussed, but we have to take a look at their defense, and they are going to be missing their starting cornerback, Jeff Okunda, right? And this guy's doing pretty good. I mean, he's a decent cornerback. He's out, 6'1", 205, pretty solid cornerback. We could take a look here at just the lineups. Right cornerback here, Jeff Okunda, the starting left cornerback for the Detroit Lions, is rated 80 overall. Looks like he is going to be out for this game. Amani Arumie is going to be starting. He's going to be the best cornerback out there. And why that's important is that a lot of teams have really adopted Mike Tomlin and how he played the Buffalo Bills way back earlier this season, and that is double covering Diggs and then putting your best cornerback on Gabe Davis. Now, unfortunately for the Steelers, fortunately for the Bills, that's their best cornerback was Levi Wallace, and Gabe Davis sauced them, right? So, but if we go against better teams with a better cornerback, it's tough. It's tough for Gabe Davis. That's why we have to have a third and fourth option for the Bills. In this matchup, with Jeff Okunda being out, it opens things up for Gabe Davis. It really does. It opens up things for Gabe Davis tremendously. It's basically eliminating their best cornerback, and then they're putting their second best cornerback on Gabe Davis, and then they're probably going to bracket or double cover Diggs if that's how they play it. Even if they don't play it that way, then that means Gabe Davis is likely going to be on their third best cornerback. So I'm really liking the Gabe Davis matchup in this game. And we all know Gabe Davis in those clutch moments, prime time moments. I mean, the playoffs, 13 seconds. Really, I think Gabe Davis is going to go off this game. It's just huge. It's absolutely huge. Knowing that they have that injury there. Also, another injury here. Starting defensive end, Josh Pascal is out. So the Detroit Lions are missing out on Josh Pascal. So we got to take a look at his overall rating. I just want to see where they got this here, but whatever. So they don't have the rating on him yet, but it's huge. It's huge. And I really think being that they are the third worst against the run, the sixth worst against the pass, Josh Allen is going to go off. Josh Allen is going to go off. Regardless of Stephon Diggs, if they double cover Stephon Diggs, I think he's still going to be able to get open. This is just going to be a total dominant game for the Buffalo Bills and an opportunity for the Buffalo Bills to showcase that they're getting back on track. And I know a lot of us were very concerned, about the rust, Josh Allen, and not being like himself, having flashbacks of his rookie year and all these things. But really, when you take a step back and you just look at how this season has transpired, it really, really does make sense. Him not throwing the limited passes during the week, iron not sharpening iron during the week, Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, Trey White, all the injuries, right? Stephon Diggs not being able to go against Trey White in practice, like all these things have really played into the role of the Buffalo Bills 2022 season. And really, you do think back to when Sean McDermott first got here and all the struggles and everything that the Buffalo Bills have been through to this point. And it's odd because it's like we're almost being tested in every single way this season. And I think really at the end of this season, the Buffalo Bills, we're going to look back at this season. And I think that is the story of this year. And when we win the freaking Super Bowl, we're going to remember this. Like this is the story of this year. Like we just had to get reminded and get tested in every single way, shape, or form, and get reminded of our past and all these things. And the Bills, baby, the Bills, come on. I really think we're going to get hot late. We're going to do some big time things. Jared Goff and yes, the Lions offense is mighty dangerous. They have a great offensive line. The Bills have sometimes struggled running the ball this year, but we just stopped Dalvin Cook. We proved that we could stop the run. We proved that we could do some big time things, So I really like it. I like it. And we just played at that field too. We just played there. Tyler Bass was on the money. So Trick, let's get into some comments here. Dang, Lions going to have a bad defense. Aiden Hutchinson, the first round pick, he's no joke. He's a freak. He makes plays. He's got interceptions this year. Dominant freak. Mike says, I hope the Bills don't underestimate the Lions because they are on a 3-game win streak. I don't think so. The reason why is because this is primetime football. We know all eyes are on us, and we know that Bills fans, there's bickering going on. Like, has the Bills lost it? What's going on with this offense? The slippage there. Yes, that second half of the Browns game. I really think we started to knock that rust off versus the Browns. And keep in mind, Josh Allen did not throw a ball going into that freaking Vikings game. It's amazing to see what Josh Allen actually did. It's unfortunate we lost, but it's miraculous to see what Josh Allen was able to do during that game and almost win us that game, not even throwing a football that entire week, and him still being limited, Josh Allen, it's crazy. And then you think, okay, Josh Allen might not be taking all the reps in practice. What's that do to our defense? Like, how is our defense getting prepared for the upcoming game? And we always spoke about this is that, the Bills, we were more prepared during the week. Like during the week, practice during the week was harder than the game. The game was easier. And you would even hear players after games or even in their press conferences and be like, hey, look, like the game was like easier than what it was going against us. And that's what good teams benefit from is practicing against great players, iron sharpening iron, getting better, right? And the Bills have not had that this season. And we've been really relying on games, on those Sundays, right? Playing against opposing teams to grind out our problems and figure out our problems. And as we get healthier, I think as players come back, like Trey White coming back, Jordan Poyer coming back the past couple of weeks, sure enough, what is it? The Bills are undefeated with Poyer on the field this year. Obviously it makes a difference. Obviously makes a huge difference. Jar J, the Jar J. I don't think Bills will underestimate anyone. Yep, I agree. I agree. Well said. Kind of just said that. Definitely, dude. And I think, the Bills defense just needs to swallow Jared Goff. We just need to swallow Jared Goff. Make him get uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable. This offensive line is good. It's good. It was really good. Von Miller is going to be a tough match, and we spoke about it. Greg Rousseau most out for the Bills. Probably not going to play here for the Bills. Tough. It's absolutely tough. But I think we went through everything in this matchup. I will be live during the game doing the live play-by-play on Thanksgiving, so make sure you tune in for that. Right after this, I will be live on Instagram, so if you want more of this, hop over to Instagram and check me out. Go Bills, baby. Let's get this W. I will check you guys soon. Peace.